FM Sunrise.
Sunrise on 3FM.
24 to the top of the hour. Time for us to get you into the newspapers this morning. And like I mentioned, we're streaming live on YouTube. Facebook, we're working to have the stream return, so our family there as well can be a part of the show. Alright, and from now to 10 a.m. And today as well, we have an interesting conversation with the Director General of the National Disaster Management Organization.
You pay the 7 question 37 so be so much and they can't forget to go Sunday you book on you do be better Susuka and quando be best or since so they will help you and I am lucky but they never pass Susuka
3FM Sunrise.
And so we'll get you into all of that pretty shortly.
Shall I know?
He's on.
No, what's a bonnet? Come you go fake nata. So for your uncle.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Pastor Donzi, and I bring you greetings from the Church of Christ.
Also, one to then, what friend Pastor Donzi, our Mawuena, winning the
This is the day, a new day the Lord has made. Let us be glad and believe in Him.
Sister Kwede, and you move for 1 year day. Sister Goddess, our hanky.
Lord, we thank you for goodness, we thank you for mercies and for giving us beyond what we deserve. We thank you for goodness, we thank you for mercies and for giving us beyond what we deserve. Father, as we stand before you, strengthen our heart and light our path like a beam.
Ayo, I saw the stone white Baba singing my for 1 million.
God, we pray for Ghana, just as we prayed for Israel. Make us great and strong.
First party in the Israel.
We need strong leaders to build a nation to help us solve the problems we face.
Now, with the newspapers, I trust that all is well and the night was kind.
How can I say all is well?
Why can't you say all is well?
I may just end up giving good mornings.
Good mornings to who?
I want to do some shout-outs, but I don't even have the energy to do the shout-outs. So good morning to everybody who knows that I'm saying good morning to you at this time.
They cannot possibly know, because like you like to say, it is not.
Today is the last day of the month.
Yes, today is the last day of the month of April. Tomorrow is the 1st of May. It's a public holiday.
September, April, June, and what?
So you mentioned April. Whoever composed that rhyme did wonders, because no matter how old you are,
you still remember.
You still remember that, and I mean that's one of the great powers of music.
So good morning to all the important people at Media General. We are greeting all of you. Good morning to you. What is happening?
You are wishing good morning to all the important people.
Yes.
Making it
Are you important?
far too obvious. I don't ascribe importance exceedingly to myself, so I'm someone who would not like to bother so much.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. But you see, as a child of faith, you must claim. Your DJ is a leader of a choir in his church. No, he's
a music director. Is he
choir
not?
In his church. Me, I'm a Catholic. We call it choir. We call it choir master.
No, but you're a music director. Are you not?
So he's a man of the church. And he understands the importance of claiming it. The importance of these days they call it positive affirmation.
Well, there are those who are also believers in humility, and God will lift you up.
No, there's no believer in humility.
Oh, you don't believe in people being humble?
The kingdom of the Lord, the kingdom of God suffers violence.
And the violent take it by force.
By force.
It is not in all things.
It is in all things.
It is not in all things.
You see that Bible verse that says, knock and it shall be opened.
It says it suffers violence.
You know that Bible verse that says, like, knock and the door shall be open. You know that one. There are 3 things that
ask, it shall be given to you. Seek, you will find.
Ask, seek, knock. Right? See how gentle a knock is? It's like ko. It's as gentle as that knock. Seek simply means look for, search for, ask. Oh, Mawuena, can I have your anti-autism campaign sticker? No, that's not a sticker. That thing is called what? I'm asking for it.
Oh my goodness, it's a ribbon, right? Yeah.
These are not. They are not words of force. They are gentle, but even in the gentility, they require action. So you cannot sit down and the door will be open.
I think you've made my point for me. Because in the gentility is humility, and I'm saying that there are those who also believe. You see, when we say being humble, it doesn't automatically mean we do not ask or we do not seek. You understand? In humility, we ask. It says, prayer and supplications, make your request known to God. You understand?
Listen.
And in fact, you who is of Catholic faith will even understand humility in the service of God more than any other person.
That is another big mistake people make. What is humility? What is taking it? The fact that you are humble doesn't mean you should sit.
No, but
and
you
that is why
asking.
I started relax. That's why I went back to use those 3 words.
But ask.
The first
when you ask, you don't just take.
The first one I gave you was by force. The second one I gave you suggests that the so-called humility you
it's not
ascribe to
so-called. It is.
But even in that, there is action, there is force. They don't say I'm humble, so I'm sitting and waiting for it.
No, nobody has said that.
He said that.
I don't think you ascribing
please,
that meaning to being
so
humble.
say what it is and stop speaking grammar.
Oh,
it says,
I don't know.
Take the thing. No. Claim the thing.
Your own Bible verse, which you put forth as part of your argument. I didn't want to say argument. I wanted another word as part of your own.
You like English grammar.
As part of your own assertions this morning.
Argument and assertion. Okay. I'm listening.
Assertions.
I'm
is
listening.
better,
Don't lose focus. Continue.
It's better put than was that ask and ye shall be given.
Bam.
Seek and you will find. Knock and it will be opened unto you. Goes back to buttress the points that you will not take by force in all instances. You will ask. And when asking, we ask in humility. That's the point I'm making.
By claiming it, you beat to collect.
No, you see.
Not necessarily.
I think you are missing the point.
Stop speaking English.
I'm not speaking English. You've made a point. You've made a point that in certain instances you take it by violence, and I'm saying that it is not in all circumstances.
Yes, you are right.
In some, you ask, and when you ask,
you are very correct.
You ask in humility.
You are very, very correct.
Nobody is saying that.
You have made a point.
No,
well done.
don't
clap for him.
do this. No, it is not about clapping for.
Now wait. Yes.
Somebody.
You have. Yes, you are right. What is this? What am I doing?
It's a gentle tap on the board.
I told you he likes English. Oh. What is this?
That's you are banging the table. Yes, you're knocking. It's a gentle knock on the.
All 3 variants are knocks. They're all knocks.
One will come as disturbance.
No.
Oh, Sixtus.
No.
one will come.
Persistent.
No.
The Bible uses that word as well.
When they say be persistent, doesn't mean you go and you be banging the door of the person you are looking to help you.
Oh, okay. As the men of the church will say, if you are under the sound of my voice this morning, do not listen to this man. If you need that thing, Charlie, even if you knock till the door breaks, knock till the door breaks.
You are knocking till the door breaks. You are not banging it.
So you do this and the door will break. You call it a gentle tap, according to your grammar.
No,
this is a gentle tap. Can this break a door? Can this break a door?
You see, relax.
No.
So you are. I don't appreciate the fact that you continue to slither and seek to reform. You reform your position.
Speak grammar.
No, nobody's speaking grammar. You knocked, and I said that was a gentle tap. And then you banged the table. And I'm saying that both cannot be the same. Because when I come to you at home and I knock your door, there's a difference in me knocking and me banging.
That same verse I quoted, or I paraphrased, went on to say that even if the giver was not going to give, but by your persistence in asking, in knocking, in seeking, the giver will give.
Yes.
Just so that he can have his peace of mind.
Fair.
How are you disturbing somebody's peace of mind with your so-called gentle tap?
No. You see, I think you are missing the point.
Oh, stop saying I'm missing the point. You just make your point.
Because in all of
Just
your
make your
assertions,
point.
I have made the point that there is no problem. Or even in that example, it's your own scenario you gave, banging and knocking.
I know it's my own
and
scenario.
I said,
make your point.
And I said, knocking, there is no problem with it. I think I've made that point. Where I sought to differentiate was banging. You can't say banging the door and knocking is the same thing. That's the point I'm making.
They're the same thing.
Banging the door.
Yes, they're the same.
You wake up and you are going to someone, like I'm coming to you for something, and then I'm banging.
Also speaks to the attitude of the seeker or the asker or the
Sixtus
knocker.
has gone around and come back to the exact same thing I'm saying.
No,
I'm surprised.
no, I'm more shocked.
What is the
saying,
attitude of the seeker in this instance?
I am saying, you cannot tell me that you and Phil you are both in need of this phone.
Yes.
I have the phone. Then you come to me, I don't have a phone. I see you have 2 phones.
Pass one on to me.
Pass one on to me. Again, you speak English. They like English. No problem. Thank you. Yeah, give me one. Give me your
What is
phone.
your...
This one, pass
What
one
is
on to
your...
me. No problem.
Your excitement...
Let's go with your grammar. Me and it not be grammar.
Give me one. Give me one.
Give me one.
Yes.
So you come to me, Charlie. Oh, your phone. Are they here? Pass one.
Give me one. If you
Phil
if you
comes and
insist
says,
that,
Charlie, I no get phone. I beg, give me one. Even in the tone, there's a difference. You both go back. I say, okay, you don't worry. I need to transfer from
your
A to
files
B.
and all that.
Then I'll give you the A. Then you both go back. Within 1 week, Phil comes back to me in the same tone and manner 2 times. You wait for 2 weeks. Then you come back and say, Charlie, the phone, you know, finish. Pass one on to me. But the 2 of you, which of you do you think will get the phone? Forget all other biases. Which of you will get the phone?
the person who is coming back and expressing the sentiments of being in need.
Daily Democrat newspaper, nothing by the truth. Ghana IMF begins 6th review.
He has gone around in circles.
Joy FM must retract and correct false power supply claims. Ministry demands, and the picture of the Minister for Lands, for Energy and Green Transition is what is captured here. NDPC seeks consensus on Ghana's future. Ghana boosts local gold refining partnerships. Heave gold fields violating mining law over Prestea underground access. Ghana must undertake 7-day prayer and fasting. Prophet can come is the one speaking. I take you from there to the Overseer newspaper. It says credibility and fairness. Finance Minister touts economic recovery as Ghana begins IMF review. Gold Board records 5.4 billion Ghana cedi surplus for 2025. In Kaswa, report says pregnant woman dies after C-section request allegedly denied due to lack of bed. There's a picture of a beautiful woman, only 27 years of age. We'll get into that story. Haruna Idrisu pays courtesy call on managing director of ADB, comes with a picture of the minister and MD Edward Ato Sapong. That's what I have, Mawuena. Okay, so I'm sorry, still on the front page at the top corner, there is no military land handed to Ibrahim Mahama, Broja Jemfi, which the story had come yesterday. Prince-Derek Adjei would have loved to comment on it. And Gold Board Jewelry hosts Boris Kujo at Accra showroom, showcases Ghanaian craftsmanship. Who is Boris Kujo?
I do not.
Okay, so that's what I have.
Right then, the Daily Post, big banner story, Gold Board triples revenue, cuts spending and generates operational surplus of 909 million cedis for 2025. President Mahama visits Fuveme to assess tidal wave damage. Ghana stability restored, credibility regained. It's according to the finance minister. We know that the IMF team are in town for that last and final review before we exit the program. Ghana's building cost inflation slows to 2.2% in March, extending downward trend. That should be some good news for us. I was talking about the IMF being in town. This year we get out of the IMF program. But on the back page of the Daily Post, like always, you find a bit more in terms of pictures from the president's visit to Fuveme in the Volta region, assessing the impact of tidal waves from there. The Spider security media close ranks against fake news threat in Ghana. Chief of Staff leads high-powered delegation to mourn with Primpag president. Mahama rolls out defense plan for vulnerable communities as $150 million Waka project moves to construction. Raise tobacco taxes now or lose more lives, CSOs warn, and boardroom battle. Quick Angels founder clash over Agatex control. Those are the details of the pages. I think on the back page, Mikhailo Mudryk is a Chelsea player, has currently been slapped with a 4-year ban for testing positive during a doping test, and Liverpool expect Salah return before end of season. Those are the details on the front pages. I've been asking a question all throughout the morning, and would appreciate if listeners could go on to YouTube or find us on Twitter, what is now known as X, and share their thoughts as to the power situation now. Has it improved in your locality after we had a number of the generation plants come back on from Akosombo from there? Let us know what you think as well, if the situation has improved. We also saw a media advisory from the High Commission in South Africa to our Ghanaian compatriots to stay home, be indoors, stock up, and prevent any clashes with individuals who, South Africans, I should say, who are protesting in Johannesburg against foreigners. we're going round and round in circles, but we're continuing to have the same kind of conversation as to xenophobia and why that continues to persist. But has the situation in terms of the light improved within your locality?
Oh yes. I think the whole week has been it's been consistent. It's been stable. I mean, well, we are here all day. We are no home to know. But the reports we get is that it's not. Even if there are any ons and offs, then it's from the usual ons and offs that probably will be caused by some wind, strong wind, or rain or something. Those are things that we have become used to. But I think that in terms of the challenge we had last weekend, it may be improving, because at least from my side, we have not experienced the outage again. So there may be some improvement.
Phil didn't sleep in darkness, and so we've heard less and less of him today.
No wonder his selection this morning was.
So whether or not the light stays on also determines his mood.
His mood, yeah. I don't know how our show has become. He puts his mood on the show. Tries to dictate the pace with his mood. We beg you. But he's a happy man, and that's what happens when the people are happy. Everything becomes good, and everybody is happy. So there's the, let me take you to page 4. Is it page 4? Page 4 of the overseer, which talks about the military lands. The Deputy Minister for Defense, Broja Jemfi, is quoted to have said that no military land handed over to Ibrahim Mahama. That story says that the Deputy Minister of Defense, Ernest Broja Jemfi, has rejected what he described as false and malicious reports alleging that military lands have been handed over to Ibrahim Mahama, the brother of President John Dramani Mahama, for development. In a post on Facebook on Wednesday, April 29, he wrote, "I wish to firmly dismiss and ignore any false and malicious reports suggesting that military lands have been given to the president's brother to develop. That story is completely untrue." That's a quote. Mr. Jemfi clarified that the project in question is a redevelopment initiative by the Ghana Armed Forces aimed at replacing aging infrastructure at Burma Camp in Accra. I take that again. That project in question is a redevelopment initiative by the Ghana Armed Forces aimed at replacing aging infrastructure at Burma Camp in Accra. The facilities, he said, date back to the colonial era and are in a dilapidated condition. According to the Deputy Minister, the redevelopment is being supported through a self-help housing project with a major contribution from Ibrahim Mahama. So that's where he comes in, with a major contribution from Ibrahim Mahama, Chief Executive of Jata Group Holding Limited. He said Mahama has donated 120 million Ghana cedis towards the construction of 10 blocks, each comprising 16 housing units. Let me pick the quote. In support of this noble initiative, Mr. Ibrahim Mahama has generously donated 120 million as part of the replacement program. He said the funds were announced during a fundraising held at the Ghana Military Academy, which was chaired by Sam Jonah and attended by corporate leaders and partners of the armed forces. Mr. Jemfi praised the donation as an act of patriotism, saying it would directly improve living conditions for military personnel. His contribution will directly improve the welfare of our gallant men and women in uniform who sacrifice daily for the peace and security of our nation, he says. And the overseer is also sourcing City Newsroom for this particular story. Right. And as if I knew, The man I said would have loved to comment on this story, sending me messages on all all angles.
From all angles.
Say make a column. Prince-Derek Adjei will be asking you how you disagree with this particular development.
I'm sure he will send a message.
No, actually, he has sent me messages
already.
A
message in response to the story.
To the story, he has sent me messages already. He wants to respond to it. He has even called. So we will definitely come back to it. But two stories I'm interested in. Ghana IMF begins 6th review.
Yeah.
Ghana boost local gold refining partnership. Something the gold board is working on. And yes, let me add this one. Good. Ghana must undertake 7-day prayer and fasting. But let me come to you. If there's anything from your side that you can take before I come to this.
No, it's still on the IMF review, actually. Let me get to the finance minister who's been speaking in relation to that. And so, reflecting on Ghana's journey from the depth of its economic crisis in 2022 to the 6th review of Ghana's IMF program under the extended credit facility, which began yesterday between Ghana and the IMF, the Minister for Finance, Dr. Ato Forson, boldly declared that stability had been restored and credibility regained. This is where we are, with stability restored, with credibility regained, and with a renewed responsibility to convert these gains into lasting prosperity. We will keep the momentum, he wrote on his Facebook page after the first in a series of meetings held yesterday. And they roll out the full details of the text as to the meeting, and excerpt of it reads that on behalf of the President and the people of Ghana, I express our deep appreciation to the IMF team. This progress is significant. It is the product of discipline and difficult decisions taken in the national interest. But I can equally clear progress does not permit complacency. Some risks remain, and we must confront them with honesty and urgency. The most pressing of these is youth unemployment. I understand the weight of expectation on government. If we do not create the conditions for the private sector to absorb our young people, the pressure on the state to provide jobs will become unsustainable. And so that is the finance minister on Facebook and other social media platforms. Stefan Rude, also country rep of IMF here as well. And there's an article by a justice of the High Court, Her Ladyship Justice Sedinam Awo Kwadam, Mrs., on time being up for justice, why Ghana's human rights expiry date must go. I'll recommend a read for you if you pick up the Daily Post newspaper and read for yourself. A High Court judge writes there. You have to read bits and pieces of it for education and to enlighten ourselves as well. It's an interesting read, and I'll urge that we all go out there and read that. But the former GHEHOC boss, Maxwell Kofi Juma, has been picked up by Yoko, and from what we understand, the 48-hour rule will be hitting at about somewhere today. The Economic and Organized Crime Office has reportedly arrested the former managing director of GHEHOC. I'm not sure now it's reported because that's been confirmed. We here at TV3 we've confirmed that as well. Managing director of GHEHOC Distilleries Company Limited, Maxwell Kofi Juma, as part of an ongoing investigation into suspected financial irregularities. Now, a source confirmed that Mr. Juma was picked at his residence in Accra. His arrest follows a raid on his private residence in Kumasi last week. Although details of what was retrieved during the operation remain unclear, individuals familiar with the investigation say the probe is focused on possible breaches of public financial management protocols during his tenure at GHEHOC. Surprises as to this? What do you make of it?
I'm not surprised. There's actually an interesting headline. I saw it in a flash when I was reading one of the stories. I said I was coming to, I was going back to it. I'm not surprised because, you see, the GHEHOC matters we have chased till we got tired. And I have said that, at least if for nothing at all, just investigate the thing, the claims that have been made, the allegations that have been raised. Just investigate them. Then you can dispatch the person as innocent of the accusations. But you see, where almost every stakeholder was complaining about the situation at GHEHOC, there was a complete silence from the people, the authority that needed to act. I can't seem to find the headline again. Because the story came with a picture of Maxwell Kofi Juma and then the former MD Maxwell Kofi Juma and the Iyoko boss. But I can't seem to find it again. So I'm not surprised at all. Let's at least look into it. That is the reason the opening stages are usually called the investigations. We want to find out whether something untoward happened. Yes, I agree that and the politics may seep in along the line. But you see, that's collateral. Collateral damage? What do they call it?
Yeah,
it's not all about
mentioned
that. The focus should not be about this is political witch hunt. You have a duty. You have been given a responsibility, authority and supervision over, a section of the public purse. How did you handle that responsibility? Come and answer to. That is all. People are saying that you treated GHEHOC as a personal property. You have documentation to show that no, you did everything by the book. You increased revenue, you increased profits, you increased staff strength, you cut down expenditure. You did that. Ultimately, the company improved. The company grew from this stage to that stage, ultimately. And so we cannot say you caused or you messed up or you dissipated or you did. No negative word can be ascribed to your operations. But if increasingly reports are even from within the company,
and this was a huge subject matter here, Johnny's Bite,
yes,
yourself, everybody was talking about it increasingly.
It. And I recall from within the company,
yes,
people were raising concerns. They went to police, made reports, lodged complaints at the police station. All of these things, no investigation went into it.
Institutions, we need our institutions to be able to work, because this matter could have been investigated. Some of it could have, some of the things which Johnnie raised and a host of other things, some of which you are ascribing to, could have been investigated under the previous administration.
Investigate.
But our institutions, Yakari Magana.
It is because our institutions are dominated by political force, by political influence. Everything for us in this country is partisan. It's either NDC or it's MPP. So much so that even when an MPP man is messing up and chopping a loan, there are still MPP people who are defending the person.
Yeah.
When an NDC man is messing up and is chopping a loan, he chops a loan, then you come to defend him. Look at yourself in the mirror. Somebody is
the aspiration to be there too and chop so that somebody will defend you. That's the unfortunate reality.
It is terrible. It is that you think that even though I am not getting some, I must defend. No. We must begin to play politics of principle. We must begin to have a certain interest that sits high above all other interests. And that interest cannot always be our pockets. That this is what I want to get out of this. This is what I want to get out of that. And so that is how it must be, and all the talking points must reflect that. If those investigations had been conducted 2-3 years ago, by now this man would have even been walking a free man. You would have had a controlled system to investigate. You think that somebody is coming to hound your man and politically persecute? Do the investigation yourself. Don't let another person come to do it.
No, if they had done an investigation, we are all in this country, would have amounted to nothing. And so, to an extent, yes, it makes sense that it is being done when not political witch hunts, but at least you can understand that a certain rigor will go into, or thoroughness will go into what is being done. Else,
and that rigor and thoroughness is what would be described as political witch hunt, because the investigating institution must do what it must do to unearth the truth. But of course, human rights concerns, yes.
That's why I always come back to the point about strong institutions. Imagine the police was doing its work well, devoid of possible influence. When this matter was reported 3-4 years ago, 2 years ago, it would have been swiftly looked into. If there was a case against him, immediately he'll become the subject matter of investigations and possible prosecution if the subject matters were verified. But I don't know. So someone is asking that I share again the title of the article. So you find it in the Daily Post, right? It's a feature by Her Ladyship Justice Sedinam Awokwadam, Mrs., on time being up for justice. So here's the heading: Time's up for justice. Why Ghana's human rights expiry date must go. It's a very interesting piece that you should read about persons who are wrongfully incarcerated sometimes, and then when they turn up to the court for it to do justice for them, they say, oh, the time has passed and all of that, and they do not get the appropriate or commensurate compensation for all of the years spent. You find it on 3news.com as well, this feature. But we're going on the phone lines because you were talking about a story in relation to
yes, carried by the Overseer newspaper, which says it also curled it from City Newsroom. No military land handed to Ibrahim Mahama, and the Deputy Minister for Defense is the one clarifying, and that was a post, according to the story, a post he put up on social media. Right,
Prince-Derek Adjei has joined us via the phone lines.
A tireless advocate for Garlands.
Right.
Return of Garlands.
So it's a simple question. He sits on the committee who monitors and ascertains whether or not these lands have been sold. Is the assertion of his Deputy Defense Minister accurate? Mr. Derek Adjei, good morning to you. Trust that you're well.
I'm good. Yes, sir.
The grace of God has been kind. Myself and Sixtus are wondering if the claims by the Deputy Defense Minister are accurate, considering you've been front and center in the fight to return lands back to the Ghana people.
Well, very well. I see that there's a deliberate effort by some people using the media to draw in Ibrahim Mahama's name into nearly anything in order to make the president look bad. From, aid to everything. On this occasion, I think they have grouped, except that there's an issue that's not going right with military lands. And so, whereas Ibrahim Mahama, head of Jata Cement, is helping our military to have housing, decent housing. And I'm sure you've been to Burma. You've seen how our military is housed. It's not decent. You've seen how our police are housed, not decent. Prisons and all other security services are housed, not decent. So if the security services are trying to improve the housing stock, and the quality of housing of the military, the police, etc., I mean, I think it's a good thing. And so if he owns a cement company, and cement is a very key, ingredient in, the building construction industry, I think it's a positive. In fact, to give as much as 120 million towards such a good cause must be commended by all. However, I think also that the military must only use properly acquired lands for the purposes of housing our military. Using military might, using national security, using the police to steal land is unacceptable. I repeat, using the military, using national security, using the police to steal land is unacceptable. There's a prescribed way of acquiring lands in this country. The president may acquire any land, anywhere, for any purpose that must be stated. And when the purpose changes, the land, according to Article 25(6) of our Constitution, must revert to the original pre-acquisition owners. In the instance of law, this has not been happening. In fact, recently there's been a spate of annexations, demolitions, acquisitions, whatever, name it, using the military, national security, supposed national security operatives, and the police to steal lands. Technically steal lands, not, I won't put it only way, but steal. And I think that must be stopped. In the instance of the military relative to Burma camp, the Plateau area near Chain Homes, the area that near the illegal military cemetery, has not been acquired by the military. And yet the military is building on it. And I think that all those things must cease. We talked about it during the MPP era. It was wrong then, and it will be wrong now if those lands that have not been acquired are being built upon. In fact, some people, and I was there on the 15th of April 2020,
So it means that the minister is correct in saying that no lands have been sold to, have been passed on to additional third parties outside of its intended purpose. I mean, within the specific context of the story.
Ibrahim Muhammad, no, but he must come clean on other persons, because other persons, including some military chiefs and others, have been given land.
Right,
so
right.
Ibrahim has not done anything wrong. He's been helpful. So the story is correct. However, the deputy minister must come clean and must be transparent to the people of Ghana and show by record every piece of land supposedly in the name of the military, whether indeed have been acquired properly or not.
Right.
And this extends to the beachfront. There are lands in contention, and we all know that lands are not like Pogon or Kilewe without documentation. So they must show proof of acquisition. I remember during the Mohammed's first tenure, the military proposed to acquire some land, and it was turned down by the current Attorney General, who was then Deputy Attorney General. He wrote that the state could not pay the compensation that would be required for the consummation of that transaction. In fact, during the entire period of DPU Defense Ministry portfolio, we had conversations. There has been no acquisition, and I don't believe that in this new term of President Mahama there have been no acquisition.
Right then, I appreciate you joining us and for providing additional in terms of clarity on the subject matter. So that's Prince-Derek Adjei joining us, and Sixtus bears his title correctly on this subject matter.
Tireless advocate of the return of Ghana lands, or against the misappropriation of Ghana lands. You would see his voice and read his hand on this subject matter anytime, every time it comes up. But let's move away from that, and let me now take you to one of the other stories I spoke about. Let me start from prayer and fasting. If you go to the Daily Democrat newspaper, a man of God is quoted as saying that we need to embark on a prayer and fasting journey for our country. His name is Prophet Kankam, and that story is on page 11 of the paper. It says that the Volunteer Intercessory Freedom Fighters Fellowship has called for what it describes as national spiritual awakening, declaring that Ghana has a divine mandate to lead Africa and the world in a new era of global transformation. Speaking at a press conference, leader Prophet Kankam Emmanuel Kweku Ata Kakra said Ghana occupies a unique spiritual position at the center of the world. Dala, 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 dala. The country Ghana is the next line of world power before God, he declared. I'm looking for the place he speaks about the prayer and fasting. Look, I'm a child of the church. I have nothing against prayer. But I worry, deeply worry, that the voice or the voices of our men and women of God is increasingly drifting away from the everyday challenges of the people. The voices of the men and women of God in this country are increasingly becoming irrelevant to the daily struggles and the aspirations of the people of this country. What are our biggest problems? Number one, top of the list, Galamsey. As a people, Galamsey. I have nothing against prayer and fasting. Nobody should misinterpret me, misunderstand me. No. I pray, I fast, I go to church. I like to believe I'm active in my church. The point I'm making is this. The church or the pulpit must be used to ensure that the people benefit, that the ruled are not misbehaving. The ruler is not misbehaving, I mean. That, let me use the governor, that the governor is not misbehaving, that the governor is doing according to that which he promised, that the governor is interested and prioritizes the concerns of the people. If Galamsey is our biggest problem, apart from the Ghana Catholic Bishops Conference, apart from the, let me add Apostle Nyamiche, chairman of the Church of Pentecost, and his elders. And there's another group of men of God that also speaks about Galamsey every now and then. We do not hear the church standing up against Galamsey and holding the arm of government, let me use the word, strong-arming government to do what it must do, to do whatever is necessary. We don't hear the preacher man say that. Right from Akufo-Addo up to date. In fact, there are those who believe that even some of the voices we began to hear on Galamsey started talking after President Akufo-Addo left office. When he was there, they were quiet. That one too is another matter. But the church must always insist and ensure that what is good for the people is what takes the lead.
They are called prayer the moral conscience of
the society.
Yeah.
Prayer and fasting is good.
In fact, do it as often as you can.
As often as, if for nothing at all,
Every
to
day.
save your food and help you maintain your weight. If you are not even interested in the spiritual benefits of prayer and fasting, there are physical and health benefits that you will reap when you pray, when you fast and you pray. So even if you are not a person of belief, of faith, you can still pray and fast. But the emphasis of the church must not always be pray and fast. People are dying of hunger. Oh, we pray and fast for you. They are polluting our water bodies. Let's pray and fast. Let's declare 7 days of national prayer and fasting. So that what? The prayer will heal the water bodies. The pulpit must speak truth to power. The pulpit must, first of all, be what it is supposed to be, the conscience of the people. The leaders come to our churches. They sit with us in our congregations every Sunday. President Mahama goes to church. Vice President Prof goes to church. Chief of Staff goes to church. Executive Secretary to the President goes to church. Speaker Bagbin goes to church. Deputy Speaker goes to church. CDS goes to church. Chief Justice goes to church. Every single leader in this country goes to church. When they sit before us in our churches as preachers, what is the message we carry to them?
Glazing.
Thank you. Then when they step out of the church, we say, let's pray and fast for the nation. There can be no hypocrisy higher or bigger than that. People have a problem when the church, they call it descending into politics. What is politics? Where does the church stand? There's a reason the church is called the conscience of the society. So, I mean, I'm being as cautious as I can, as I defer all reverence or in all humility and respect to the pulpit. But please, move away or begin to move away from prayer and fasting when we are dealing with national concerns. There must be action. We must see that at least the church is speaking for the society, on behalf of the society, conveying the concerns of the society to the duty bearer. If you have the chief of staff in your church and you preach a sermon, this is a terrible example, because it's coming at the wrong time. Please, I have nothing against the appearance of the chief of staff in the Church of Pentecost.
He's a member of the Church of Pentecost.
Yes, I know. I'm just saying. That's why upon the realization, I said it's a terrible example. I was just doing a random example.
Yeah.
If you have the Speaker of Parliament seated in your congregation, the Speaker of Parliament doesn't come to church every Sunday for obvious reasons. But if on a particular Sunday he's coming to church, I am very sure that the detail would have already liaised with church leadership, or Speaker will be coming to church on Sunday, because they have to look at seating, they have to look at security arrangement, they have to look at a lot of other things. So the church will know that the Speaker is coming to visit or is worshiping with them that Sunday. And in the message to the congregation, the pulpit must then speak the voice of the people to the Speaker. Because the people do not, may not, would not, could not probably have access to the Speaker. But our collective voice, our collective concerns are canvassed through the pulpit to the Speaker that Galamsey is killing the people. That Galamsey is killing the people, and the leadership must act. Speaker will convey that message not only to his people, by his people I mean Parliament, and the fact that Parliament needs to do something from where it stands to deal with the problem, but will also relay that message to the President that, oh, Mr. President, I was in church on Sunday And the priest said something that we need to take a look at. And then he will relay the message. Preacher man, preacher woman. The aphoria should not be the focus. The harvest should not be the focus. Prayer and fasting is good, but it will not heal our waters. Prayer and fasting is good, but it will not correct the corruption that we have in the society. You cannot have a big man in your church and you don't talk about corruption. The uprightness of the public office holder must be a theme for you to preach on that day. So that at least you are not saying the person is not upright or that the person is corrupt. You are only saying that this is the expectation of the people. That to the people we give responsibility over our collective purse. Our expectation is that they protect it and distribute it evenly, so that the man in Ullo will get, the man in Chapre will get, the man in Nzimaland will get. So that it is not like one family
chopping everything.
So, preacher man, preacher woman, we beg you, prayer and fasting, good, but it will not heal our land. It will not heal our water.
It's good for the edification of man. That's what the good book says. And so you can continue in that respect as well. But speaking truth to power when we come and telling us what must be is very important. That's why I made the point, or I pivoted back to they being the moral conscience of society as well. You need to tell us to the best of our ability. We are church-loving people that you can't
to
take
a
away.
fault, actually.
That you
To
can't
a
take
fault.
away from us. And so, in fact, I know that the Ghana Health Service use churches as a point of contact for education during public health emergencies or when there's a need for public health education, which presupposes that the church is a good place where you can go and easily spread messages for the citizenry to grasp and know about very quickly. And so it's also an avenue then which provides the spiritual heads with a bit more in terms of a position of authority to have some of these matters dealt with and discussed thoroughly. And so yes, I agree, but I see you have another story.
In fact, I recall when HIV/AIDS broke, I think late 90s, early 2000s, and the public campaigns and sensitization and everything began. I mean, that was the time some of us were beginning to take interest in public advocacy and all of those things. The church and the mosque played an important role in the outreaches. And I was a peer educator. I volunteered as a peer educator, went through trainings, engagements, and all of those things. And you would walk into a church. You are giving the audience to preach the message of HIV/AIDS and preventing HIV/AIDS. So the church has always played a significant role in our society. The mosque has always maintained a balance in our society. Unfortunately for us, unscrupulous people are now beginning to milk that. And it's a conversation that we have all been passing by. We gloss over it. That people now see the word of God as a business. So their core interest is actually not in addressing the spiritual needs of the people, but in milking the little that the people have to live on off of them. We are selling holy water, selling anointing oil, selling handkerchiefs, anointed handkerchiefs and blessed handkerchiefs. I mean, we are selling them. We are selling the salvation of the Lord. There's one I want to mention, but it will sound like a direct or personal attack. Say yes or something.
Please leave it.
You know what I'm struggling
Please
to
leave
say.
it.
Okay. So, I mean, like I said, I don't have, in fact, I come from a church house. And if you know my background, you know I come from a church house.
You should have been a priest. And
I should have been a priest by now. But God called me into other fields. Stop it. So I have nothing against the church. I have nothing against prayer and fasting. I am saying, let us not, as preacher men and women, milk the vulnerabilities of our people when we should be protecting our people in their vulnerabilities. So that is all I'm saying. Let us speak the message of the people to the duty bearer. That is all I'm saying.
Right. You had an additional story.
Yes, I wanted to take you to Gold Board. The papers are awashed with stories, publication from Gold Board. You would have realized that there's an applause to be made to the Gold Board. It says Ghana boosts local gold refining partnerships. That is on the Daily Democrat newspaper. And then also you have Gold Board jewelry host Boris Kujo at showroom. That's not what I was looking for. Gold Board records 5.4 billion surplus for 2025. That's also on the page 4, page 3 of the Overseer newspaper. For the want of time, Gold Board is doing some good. That's what I'm trying to highlight. And this surplus thing is even highlighted in the audit report, the one that we spoke about. I think we looked at that report 2 weeks ago. Yes, and it says that there's a boost in revenue at Gold Board. They have been able to increase staff strength and cut expenditure at the same time. Listen, they've been able to increase expenditure, to increase staff strength and cut down expenditure at the same time.
Interesting.
That is what is happening at Gold Board. And they have tripled their revenue between 2024 and 2025, from 3 million something to 9 million something. And the details are on page 11 of the Daily Democrat newspaper.
Right. I want to say a happy birthday to a very special person today. Rachel Plunge, from a number of individuals, actually, from myself, Cyril, Jennifer, Enyonam, and all of your colleagues and essentially your tutors. We like to call her Prof. Six. We're wishing you a fantastic birthday today, filled with lots of love from all of us to you, Rachel. I'll continue to mention your name whenever I see you, and I won't stop. Happy birthday to you, Rachel. Today there will be standing ovation and a host of other things done in your honor as we celebrate you today. And so enjoy the day to the fullest. We look forward to seeing you a lot later today as well. Happy birthday to you, Rachel, and enjoy the day as well. Any other housekeeping duties before we'll get into sports as well, or akaniaka?
Are we not? I want to say good morning again, but it's
fine. Oh no, I beg you, don't come be greeting people for them to can be asking us, why are you allowing Sixtus greet me? So
you mean, when I greet somebody, they come and ask you why I greet them?
I'm not saying, that's not what I'm saying. I don't want it to be the first time. I don't want it to be the first time.
It's just a good morning to all the important people.
I don't want it to be. I don't want it to be the first time in terms of that. And yeah, maybe I should pick your thoughts on this tidal wave thing, right? Because yesterday we saw the president go. It's not the first time he's gone there. In respect of that, there's a sea defense project which should have been put together by now, and that should have helped the people at least in terms of a bit more comfort. But that hasn't happened, and every now and then we're losing a lot more of our coastline. Even if you do the journey to the western region, the road is very, very close to the sea. And I think I saw a report.
As in the main road?
Yes, the main road going to the western region. I won't say very, very close, as in you are seeing the sea, but it's close to the sea. And when you're driving, you can see the beaches and all of that.
The main road?
Yeah, going to the western region.
No, I've never been to the western region.
VAR Road.
I have never been there before.
Oh, okay.
Western, north. I've never. I think it's the only region I've
In
not
fact,
passed
from
through.
the central region and part of the central region, the roads are along the beaches. I think I read a report somewhere about a year ago, somewhere last year, which said that, look, if action is not taken, we could lose all of those major roads in a few years' time
to the sea.
to the sea. And so the conversation about sea defense, more often than not, we talk about Shiabu, Blekusu, Fuveme, and the likes, but nobody pays attention to that aspect as well. A huge number of individuals are on that road every day. And there's been credible reports which suggest that action needs to be taken to protect that coastline. Else, in a few years to come, we may lose the road, and then millions, if I say billions in terms of investment, will have to go into the construction of newer routes as well. And so it's a financial thing, because it requires quite the investment. $150 million from one of the papers is a suggestion to put up some of the projects, but we will need a bit more in terms of deliberateness to cater for that and to protect property as well.
I don't know if there's I honestly don't know if there's a comprehensive policy at tackling this, or we respond as and when. This Shiabu or Shiabu place, we went there. We did sunrise from that location when we were doing our bus rides. When we interacted with our listeners directly in the mornings in their localities. It was one of the locations, and I have seen it. I saw how the sea is eating into the community. In fact, the time we got there, the day we got there, we were told that they showed us where some houses used to be, that the houses are no more, and we actually saw houses that have been half swallowed up by the sea. And so the sea is increasingly pushing the people further inland, and people are losing their homes, they are losing their memories washed away by the sea, they are losing any sentimental attachments that they may have had within the area. So yes, there must be a comprehensive policy. It shouldn't be a response. It should be preventative. It shouldn't be that we are responding to something that happens, but that we are actually preventing the thing itself from happening, because we already know all these areas that are likely to be affected, and so we should be able to deal with it. And like you said, we know that under Mahama 1, similar project came up. The Honorable Abla Gumashi area, her constituency, is an area that this conversation we have had over and over and over and over. So yes, I think that we should begin to have focus on it, even if we are getting a a director in charge of a project that will pay particular attention to the project with clear timelines, with clear mandates, I think that we should be able to do that. People are losing their homes. Like I said, I have seen it firsthand. It's not a report that I read or a video I watched. I saw it. Went to just here, Accra here.
Yeah, Shiabu.
Dansuman. Is there Dansuman Sahara?
I don't know, but I was born around that part.
Dansuman.
Shiabu.
So there's another name, so that I just want to mention the next popular place, so that if you don't know where it is, you can at least go and see for yourself. And I know it was one of the campaign points of Reverend, the now member of Parliament, against then member Esla Owusu. Maybe we need to do a follow-up to see what Reverend has done about that particular situation, because it was one of the key campaign points of Reverend, that the people had not been taken care of. And the people themselves said, yes, we only see our MP once, and the promise made had not been fulfilled. I hope the new MP is changing the game. I hope the new MP is addressing that particular concern, and it shouldn't just be there. All along the coast, we should have a way of protecting it. And reminds me, the High Court complex?
Yeah.
You know where Ghana Club 100 is?
I should think so.
Yes, it's just opposite the High Court complex.
Yeah.
Okay, so directly opposite the High Court complex is the Agric offices, at the Ministry of Agric. They have some offices there. I think that's where they do their seedlings and other things. They sell them there. And adjacent to that is the Ghana Club 100. If you stand in the courtroom, go to, say, the 3rd or 4th floor, stand in the courtroom, and you see what has happened there, you will weep for us as a country.
What have you seen?
We have cut down all and cleared all the greenery around that area. It's all work happening there. So even the Agric Ministry offices there's no greenery around it. It's a terrible thing. The only green you see there will be the Ghana Club 100. And it looks like an abandoned child in a society. You see it standing there, surrounded by red earth. We need to take a second look at beautifying our national capital.
Right.
I think that we can bring pictures to show and videos to show.
Yes. The next thing, or the last thing I want to talk about this morning is the Jubilee House as a seat of government. And so before all things, the French embassy used to be there, and there's a pedestrian walkway for persons who are moving to and from around the area.
Yes. Yes.
We've seen the entire place has been barricaded now.
With ropes.
With ropes and what have you. And someone shared pictures with me.
You don't need to be just
yes, I know. Someone shared pictures with me and was asking why this was the case. Because it had forced persons who were walking to cross over to go and get a bus. The man was forced to walk on the road instead of
the main road.
Yes, instead of on the pedestrian walkway, which is the pavement.
Yes.
We appreciate and understand the need for security, but that is excessive.
No.
Even the White House, I believe, is open to tourists. And persons sometimes stand in front of the gates and take pictures and what have you. Security must take place, but so must persons be allowed to use the walkway. And so we will entreat.
The fact of the matter is that there is no pedestrian walkway there.
It's not a pedestrian walkway.
There is no. So if you block where the people walk, they can't walk on the other side because it's bush. And that's where the information services wall is.
Exactly.
From Afrikiko
and
down
that
to
is the
our
road.
side.
You actually will be walking on the road.
On the road.
Afrikiko is the only place where you see something like a
that
pedestrian
slides
walkway
into the bus stop
into
on the
bus
other
stop.
side.
Exactly.
Yes. But all the way from, in fact, GBC down there, where the armored truck is parked.
Yes.
All the way from there.
There's a pedestrian walkway up until they enter
up
TV3.
to our side.
Yes.
Then the walkway continues on the other side.
Exactly.
And that is the other side that they have blocked. So where do the people walk? And it is something that I have fought the assembly over. Sometimes they clamp down my car somewhere. When I went to ask, the man furiously shouted at me that this was a no parking zone. Okay, you are doing businesses here. You have not created a parking area for the patrons of the businesses. So where do we park to do the business? Why do you have people doing business at a place that you claim is there's no parking zone there? And there's no designated parking area for anybody in the entirety of that particular enclave. And it is the same thing we keep doing in this country. We will make a rule and say the people can do whatever they like. So you have blocked the only safe walking space there. There's no other way anybody can walk from the main road to our side or from our side to the main road without walking on the road. We're exposing people to danger. Whatever the decision is, it has to be looked at again.
Let's do sports. Akosia is here. She'll do that for us. After which we're back. I mentioned we have exclusive with the Director General of the National Disaster Management Organization. Matters on safety, more rains expected, actions in that regard amongst many other things. We'll get into those details right after this.
Well, good morning once again. It's now time for the sports update on Sunrise with me, Akosia Adjei. We'll be hearing a host of stories, including former Black Stars player Kojo Asamoah talking about how frustrated he sometimes gets with officiating in the lower division where his team actually plays. They are preparing to play in the Zone 3 playoff this weekend. We'll be hearing also about the Black Queens concerning what can be their first appearance at the Olympic Games if they successfully sail through 4 rounds of matches. And yesterday's Champions League, Arsenal versus Atletico Madrid. It was haram ball versus haram ball. Lots of goals that were seen in the PSG game. Everybody thought that just maybe, we could either get a win or get more than 2 goals. But that didn't happen. Arsenal fans are quite angry because they say they deserve a penalty in that game to have won all 3 points. And so we'll get into the details of the story, where we start with women football, where Ghana's senior women's national team, the Black Queens, will begin their journey towards the Los Angeles 2028 Olympic Games with a second round clash against either Mauritius or Djibouti, following the official draw by the Confederation of African Football. The Black Queens have been handed a bye from the opening round of the African qualifiers, a reward for their impressive standing in the continental rankings. This means Ghana will skip the preliminary stage and await the winner of the first round encounter between Mauritius and Djibouti. The second round fixtures are scheduled to be played between October 5th and October 13th, 2026, with Ghana aiming to secure a strong start in what promises to be a demanding qualification campaign. Let's do more here, where former Ghana international Kujasa Mwako, owner of the Juventus Academy Accra and head of technical department at SMAC Sporting Club, has spoken ahead of his side's Zone 4 Greater Accra Division 3 playoff. Asamoah shared his expectations for the crucial fixture, while also highlighting his frustration with the structure and challenges within Ghana's lower division football system.
Yeah, sometimes it's not easy. It's not easy, and the fact that you put so much energy, so much effort to see these kids developing, and sometimes, not even majority of the times, officiating it can be very bad. And I always tell the kids, there's no way I will engage in any officials for you to win games, because it never works, or it never did work for me. And even if I do that for you, that means I'm not helping you as a player. You have to put in your best to play and win. And these are the challenges that we are facing, like in terms of the lower divisions, in terms of unfair officiating, and sometimes indisciplines, and all these things.
What's the worst case scenario you've seen in this period?
Sometimes giving red cards that doesn't make, just to frustrate your team. Sometimes also penalties. At times you could play over additional minutes that doesn't make sense, just to come back and all that. And I feel like if we are also to get better in that aspect, it will help our development.
From one former Black Stars player to another, this time Albert Adoma, because he has tipped in-form forward Antoine Semenyo to play a key role for Ghana's national football team at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Adoma, who featured for Ghana at major international tournaments, believed Semenyo's current performances are a clear sign of his growing importance to the senior national men's team.
And speaking of Antoine Semenyo, I mean, he kind of shared a similar path. He also went through the whole football pyramid in England. I mean, how is it like to see someone really go from the ground up until, Champions League?
Oh no, it's amazing. That shows his dedication. He worked really hard. Like you said, it's similar to my pathway. Obviously, I've played against him as well numerous of times. When he was young. So he's done extremely well to get where he is at the moment, and I'm sure by God's grace he will carry on doing well. He's still got a bright future ahead of him with the national team, and hopefully with Man City as well. So I think he just have to keep on building on what he's been doing. His great form. Hopefully, he takes that form with Ghana into the World Cup and does well for us as well. That'll be amazing for him.
Albert Adoma there. Now we still speak with some former Black Stars players. This one actually won the U20 World Cup, was transferred to Real Madrid, became one of the brightest stars from that particular sect that was led by Andre Ayew. I'm talking about Daniel Opare, and he believes that the current squad, that's a Black Stars team, has the potential to achieve great things on the international stage. He insists the team is brimming with talent, but stresses that with added discipline and a stronger work ethic, they can translate that potential into success in major tournaments.
Now, when I see the Black Stars, I think they can do more. I think these boys, they can do really more. They have the talent, no doubt. You know, fantastic potentials. If you look at the way, like, they play in their various clubs, incredible. You know, the Kudus, the Fatau, Isaku, and all these kind of guys. They are fantastic. Joseph Pinto. Yeah. You know, I played, against him in Genk. Yeah. He's a fantastic player. Yeah. Very quick, fantastic. Sometimes I wonder why he's not in the national team regularly, because this is a player that can bring a lot to the team. Yeah. You know, but these boys, they have talent. But sometimes talent is just not enough. You know, you have to add the discipline. You have to add the hard work. You have to focus. You know, there are some things that are not too important. But like I said, it's just the era. You know, we are living in a different world now that everything is on social media. Everybody want to show a little bit and all these kind of things. You know, they can enjoy their lives, but the main focus needs to be on the pitch. And I think that they can really do well if they want to.
Daniel Opare there. Away from former Black Stars players and World Cup related issues, we come to the Ghana Premier League, where interim head coach of Kumasi Asante Kotoko, Hamza Obeng, says he's keen on making an impact in the last few games of the 2025-2026 season, but insists he cannot do it alone. He believes the team can only win the rest of their matches in the Ghana Premier League if the players and technical staff work together. Speaking ahead of Asante Kotoko's next fixture against Dreams FC, Hamza Obeng stressed his readiness to give everything in the short period he has been put in charge as the interim head coach.
It's not a good image for the club, and as I said earlier, we are trying to put everything together and make sure we build in each department so that everything will be okay for us. We try to build one team, and then it will be a collective play from the team so that we'll try and manage in getting our results. Well, I think we are looking at the phases of play during our training session. When I talk of the phase of play, I'm talking about communication. The communication in the game means one language that we are going to understand, the tactics that we are going to deploy, and also deciding, that is looking the game inside. They are trying to take everything that we are doing gradually, and also the execution of the decision that we are doing through, they are picking it up. That is the technique that we are working on, and then football, fitness training, to everything is moving on smoothly. So we are trying to build everything together and then try to make a collective team and then try to achieve their results.
Let's cross borders to Europe now, where the first leg of this year's Champions League semi-finals concluded yesterday. Julian Alvarez's penalty secured Atletico Madrid a 1-1 draw against Arsenal in a nervy game. Victor Gyökeres sent the Premier League leaders ahead from the spot just before the interval after he was fouled. But Alvarez followed suit 10 minutes into the second half with Ben White's handball. The tie will now be decided next week when they meet in London for the second round. Here are some fans' reaction after the game.
Yeah, a total different. Because game win, though to be frankly speaking, Atletico were experiencing as mostly because I know our boss though many to me guys say Arsenal and Bobby or Bob, but I don't know what could do I see Arsenal. What but away match difficult.
It's very bad for Atletico because of the chances they get and they miss all, especially Alvarez and Griezmann. They missed a lot of chances. I know they are going to Arsenal. It will not be easy match for them, but I still tip Atletico to qualify ahead of Arsenal.
So actually, today's game, I think Arsenal should have stepped up their game. But I always know Atletico to be that team that play 4-4-2 very well. Before you would beat them and score more goals in the game with them, you have to step up your game. So, but of course, Arsenal has done their best. They have scored the 1 goal. They have played the 1-1 in Atletico's house. So I think in a return match, Arsenal can do better.
Oh, the game is very fantastic. It's very nice. You know, one thing like Arsenal get more chances, but they didn't score. Maybe Atletico, yes, it will get more chances. It didn't score, but because Arsenal, in case maybe like Atletico go to Arsenal in home, I think Arsenal will win.
Well, you had some fans who enjoyed the Champions League semi-final first leg between Arsenal and Atletico Madrid. And Arsenal are practically on the brink of winning a double this season. Meanwhile, International Football Association Board has approved a set of measures designed to enhance match tempo and reduce time wasting across the game. The approved changes, which will be implemented at the FIFA World Cup 2026 and other competitions, respond directly to calls from stakeholders across the football community, including the IFAB's globally representative advisory panels for practical tools to protect effective playing time. It's a good time to hear from referee Colina, who was part of the board.
As it was already said, this is, let's say, a first step into a wider examination of what can be reviewed in the next future. For the time being, we decided to stay with these circumstances. I would say is less fair to be punished for something that you not committed instead of not being punished for something you have committed. This is a principle of law, not sport. So this is applicable in daily life. So we think that if we have a limited number of circumstances to be solved by changing.
Referee Kotlina there. But before we wrap up, let's do some tennis as Rafael Joda's run at the Madrid Masters came to an end in the quarterfinals. The 19-year-old Spaniard, who received a wild card from the organizers, made the most of it, even though he fell to world number one Jannik Sinner 6-2, 7-6. The 24-year-old joins an elite group that includes Rafael Nadal, Novak Djokovic, Roger Federer, Andy Murray, and Alexandra Zverev, who completed the full set earlier this year at the Indian Wells. That's it for the sport on Sunrise. My name is Akusia Adjei. Thanks for listening.
The Prince-Derek Adjei Conference is happening. Starting Saturday, 18th April 2026 and continuing every other Saturday. You can enjoy authentic chop bar selections right here at Prince-Derek Valley Resort. Fufuana, Face the Wall, Abenkwan, Aponchin Kakra, Ebunebunu. We have them all. Also on rotation will be live DJ and cultural troupe performances. Eat, drink, and dance all you want with your family and friends as you enjoy this authentic Prince-Derek chop bar experience. For reservations and enquiries, call 0540-125-555 or 0540-125-554. Prince-Derek Valley Resort. Live life.
Electric energy. Electric.
Protect yourself from germs and bacteria with confidence. Cleanse hand soap effectively
2.7. My name is Johnnie Hughes. If you're coming to Pram Pram, you belong to the First HR Hotel. That's a giving because they focus on three things. That's peace, people, and quality. It's a serene escape with legendary services and world-class comfort. And not just a hotel, a home for tranquility and peace of mind. Please call them on 050-335-9598, 050-335-9598 or 0303-989737. And guess what? There's a good one for you. First HR Heights, because they don't just provide a room for you, they provide a reset and something special for you and yours. And all the guests that come in tell us that, well, I just got in and all my stress just melted away. Yeah. That moment they walk in, a rare kind of assurance hits them. The tensions just melt away. If you're looking for a sanctuary where the staff genuinely respects your peace and tranquility and treats you like family, well, they're your first and only choice that you should choose here in the Republic of Ghana. And they are just located 25 minutes drive to Accra Business Center. Please call them 025 60 60 665, 025 60 60 665 or 025 60 70 666, 025 60 70 666, and you are good to go. Because you have been a loyal customer, Electroland Ghana Limited is giving you weekly and monthly big draws and rewards when you buy Samsung TCL and NASCO, as well as media products, electronics across the country, anywhere in Ghana, and from any authorized dealer and reseller. Just buy your LED, smart TVs, split ACs, double door fridges, auto grill, gas cookers, washing machines, sound towers, microwaves, blenders, mobile phones, and many more from Samsung, TCL, and NASCO. Dial star 928 star 8888 hash. That's star 928 star 888 hash. Or go to electrolandraffles.com to enter your weekly and monthly draws, and is approved by the NLA on the Caritas platform. Electroland Ghana Limited, rewarding your patronage the big way. And for all our SNIT pensioners, this is information for you. It's a public service announcement. Social Security and National Insurance Trust SNIT wishes to remind SNIT pensioners that they are all to undergo annual pension certification in their birth month, so effective this month of April 2026. Pensioners who are born in the months of January, February, and March but have not renewed their pensioners certificate will be taken off the pensioners payroll. What does it mean? It means that SNIT will suspend paying their monthly pensions until they have renewed their pensioners certificate. Cash number Shikaba. All affected pensioners who have not renewed their pensioner certificate are encouraged to do so before the next pension pay date. To make the renewal process simple and convenient, SNIT has put in a lot of initiatives, and pensioners may use any of the SNIT dedicated channels that they have. SNIT mobile app allows you to do facial verification. SNIT branch, if you walk into any of the SNIT branches, get biometric verification. SNIT co-location, bank and pensioners with mobility challenges. And you can receive assistance through home visits. If you like, please call 0302 611 622 and testify. For further inquiries, pensioners may also call the SNIT contact center on 0302 611 622. Visit any branch or use the mobile app on your Apple App Store or your Google Play Store, and you are in good business. And there's a note of attention to all parents of first year SHS boarding students. EduPack, the Ghana Education Service, approved and supported by the National SHS Initiative implemented by Prospectus Ghana, is now in progress across the country in Ghana. Parents across the country are already registering so they can have their children's trunk, Macintosh mattress, pillow and plastic chop box will be ready and waiting at their school before reporting day. Do not delay and be caught in the usual last-minute market rush. Carrying heavy items under pressure is not good for you. With EduPack, that's what they do for you. Your child does not need to travel to school with these 4 essential items. All you have to do is to register simply by dialing star 713. That's star 713 star 821 hash. Again, star 713 star 82 hash. That's star 713 star 82 hash. I'll visit any of the branches of EduPack or ADB, or go to www.edupackgh. EduPack is spelled EDUPACKGH.com. Make payments, keep your receipt, and present it on the reopening day, and you are good to go to collect your items right with EduPack, who are making sure that all this is happening to you. There's no stress associated with it, and you are good to go. That's right. We sat down with the National Disaster Management Organization boss. We'll be playing that interview with you, for you, and with you, and by you, and for you, here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7, only on your Urban Lifestyle radio station. That's right. We're getting straight into the big conversation here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7.
The big conversation on 3FM Sunrise.
And we sat down with the NADMO boss, the Major Dr. Kuyon, Joseph Kuyon, and we sat down with him and asked him a few pertinent questions. I was there with Eric Mawuena Egbeta, with Frederick Kunzo Tiani, Philip Katreku, the man on the block. Mr. Nyako, good morning to you. Reginald Senje, good morning to you. Let's hear what he had to say.
Hello, my name is Johnnie Hughes, and a pleasure to have you join us for this all-important conversation. We've come to the offices of the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO for short, to understand the workings of NADMO, particularly because we know that we've been told that we'll have large volumes of rain this year by the Ghana Meteorological Agency Authority. We have come to have a sit-down to understand the workings of NADMO, coordination, and policy, to look at early warning signs, the future and risk, look at funding and all the matters in between. My guest is the Director General of the National Disaster Management Organization, Major Dr. Ikai Huyo, retired. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you very much for your time.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing these days? As not.
NADMO, we are doing well. So far, so good, and we're happy with our work.
We are told that we'll have some more rains this year. What is our preparedness and early warning signs towards that?
Well, the good thing about this organization is that we don't wait for anybody to tell us that disaster is imminent before we work. Because disaster does not inform when it is coming. So if it is your duty to ensure that it is mitigated, then you have to be up and doing.
Right.
Not necessarily waiting for someone to alert you. But beyond that, we have allies or related institutions that we work with. We don't work alone. So talking about preparedness and early warning signs, we normally pick some of these information from our primary responders such as Ghana Meteorological Authority agency.
Right.
And so whenever there rains, like me and you, the only difference is that we get the information before you.
That's right.
Because we are given real-time information. And so when it is triggered from there, we pick it from our emergency operation center.
Right.
And then wherever these rains are directed to, we also direct information to our offices in those areas. And so people who are supposed to be affected are well informed in advance before some of these rains come down. So people are put in the frame to be able to respond to the outcomes of the rain, whether it leads to flooding.
Right. So this year, you say there's a compact plan available and you're ready for it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
There is. Like I said, I have always believed in the first phases of disaster management, prevention and preparedness. And since that is my area of interest, what it means is that everything that is supposed to be done to either prevent disaster from occurring or to put us in readiness to be able to surmount the disaster when it does occur. We don't wait for anybody. It's our daily work that we do. And so we embark on this preparedness and prevention activities, which has to do with, in terms of flooding, like we are saying, you don't have to look for the rain before you look for where the drainage is. So you look for the drainage first, make sure that it is put in readiness to be able to receive the water or rainwater for which it was made.
Right.
You don't wait for rains to come before you look for water reception points. We know the Ramsar site.
Okay.
We know the wetlands that are meant to receive excessive water on the surface of the earth.
Right.
And so we work in these areas. They are our flash points.
Okay.
So we visit for routine inspection.
How often is that?
Yes. Like I said, NADMO is spread across Ghana.
That's right.
And so don't necessarily people from a head office. Every municipality, every district, we have NADMO officers there.
Right.
The emergency operations center takes daily situation reports from these outstations.
Right.
So they inspect their disaster sites wherever they see that something is not right, which is beyond their capacity to deal at their local level. They will let us know, and then we add our resources to make sure that whatever is supposed to be done is done to put the place in shape. For instance, if it is a dam that is breaking apart, if it is a water or wetland that's silted or has been encroached, and it's young, they let us know. We support them to make sure that it is cleared and silted to be ready to receive rainwater.
Interesting. Now, this plan looks very if you will, watertight, like a watertight plan. But is there a gap in between somewhere?
Yes.
If you consider the last three disasters, the learnings that we had from it, what would you share with us?
It depends. Like I said, is it about flooding?
Flooding partly because each time the rains are coming, we are told to the silt gutters, we see active siltation happening. We see people being conscientized not to toss their refuse into the drains, etc. But we still get these floods happening in Adabra and parts of Osuwa. You can name the areas, and they always recur. It's like an annual ritual. So then it gives me the impression that there might be a gap somewhere. That's why I'm asking you, the professional, to guide us if there's a gap somewhere that we must know about.
I don't want to say it's watertight plan activity.
Right.
Every activity definitely will have some margin of errors in them. But to talk about the recurrence of flooding, it doesn't mean that work has not been done. What I always tell people is that flooding have two main situations. We have the previous floods, which are flash floods. When the intensity of rain is more than speculation than the water can drain to the earth. Definitely there will be some form of flooding, but that's flash one. The water will take time to sink into the soil, and the flooding situation is resolved. Now, in those cases, we see most of it in the urban areas. So we will say that we are preparing, but floods still occur. The good thing is to be able to stop the flooding, getting beyond a level where distraction is massive. But for it to cut people unaware, that is what we are trying to do. Educate them, put them on the same platform with the emergency operations center, the NADMO officers, so that should the rain come and flash floods come, what do you do immediately? Because we know it's a temporary situation within some 1 hour.
It's not worried then about everybody trying to tile their compound, building glass structures, so the water doesn't sip into the air, it just runs off. And we don't know where it ends. These days, all the modern buildings have everybody's trying to dive. So the green areas are becoming smaller and smaller. It's not worried about that.
It's one of the major problems we are confronted with. That is why flash floods are synonymous with cities or urban settlements, because the land space left for water to sink into the earth is very small. So everybody, nobody want debt. So we build and we pay.
Right.
We even concrete sometimes. And so there's limited land space for speculation of water when the rains come down. And that's why we have the floods, like I said. Over time, it finds a way somewhere and then gets off. But it is a major problem in urban areas. People should begin to understand that if you use green grass, you can still achieve the same beautification and cleanliness that you want to achieve by paving.
Right.
Why don't we do green grass? Carpet grass. This would allow water to find its way under the earth when the rains come. But as long as we continue to major on this pavement and the concreting of our construction sites, definitely we are contributing to the occurrence of flooding.
So you talk about two forms of flooding. We've dealt with flash flooding. What's the other one?
That's what happens. The second one is flooding in river areas, water body areas. That one happens when the river is full and overflows its bank. And then definitely excess water on the surface of the earth around the water body, and that is the second type of flooding that I spoke about.
The Kaswa Highway always comes with this set of problems when it rains. You get the sun coming up from the top, hitting the streets. One lane has to collapse, and everybody's forced to use just the other lane. Heavy traffic, long travel hours. What do you know to be the problem? What's your plan to fix it?
I think we are already giving the causative factor. The sun that comes from the high grounds onto the road.
That's right.
And that normally blocks the small rain that we have along the road. And once the rain is blocked, it means that the water have to settle on the road. And that's why we start. So you see, it's one side. The other side has a low ground. And so water is able to seep into the side of the road. As long as we continue to have this problem of unable to stop the sand from coming down on the road to seal the drain, it will persist. We've been going there to figure out what can be done, especially the Kaswa road we just spoke about. I think my deputy director in charge of technical has taken it as his personal project. So he always goes there with some experts to see what they can do to resolve that issue of flooding anytime it is on that road. Now, one of the things we can do is to encourage greening. Like I said earlier, even in our homes, we should encourage growing vegetation. We used not to have flooding in Abukubia's last year. We had even death cases because the sand now the mountains are sakura. No vegetation, so the sand descends from there and seal the drainage systems that we have. When it rains, no place for water to pass. So you find ways into our homes. The same way is the Kaswa situation. It's either we are doing a bigger drain, a drain that is wider enough to be able to contain the water when it comes, or we are resorting to greening the high ground to ensure that the sun does not slide into the road when it comes.
Now it brings me to the question of the buffer zones. Where in the past, as a boy, I remember that water comes from the mountains, from the Kitasi and all those areas. It comes in Naim areas where it comes to settle and slows down and gradually flows down into the city and on into the ocean. All those places have been developed into buildings and accommodation for people. Could that also be a challenge?
Yes, it is. And that is why sometimes you see some form of demolition exercises taking place in the city. It is not because anybody takes interest in destroying people's property. But when the situations become something that you can't do otherwise, then you have to break down some property to pave way for. Like you are saying, we all know we have buffer zones, especially in Ramsar sites. But me and you also know that we who would be affected when the flood situation comes. We are the same people who would go and fill the Ramsar site and put up houses there. The situation I witnessed recently, we did some demolition around Peshi. You realize the feeling, the area that has been filled is now higher than the community.
That's right.
So what is this when it rains? The water goes straight into the community. Instead of the initial natural state where water would have flown from the community into the Peshi Lagoon. But now the lagoon is being used for settlement. So where would the water go? And even the settlement that we are building or we are developing is now on higher grounds. So the poor person who came first and put up his small house and doesn't have money to the mountains, the mansion that we are doing on the Ramsar side becomes the one to suffer when the winds come.
But Major, you break and they build. You break and they build. How long do we continue that cycle? Where does it end?
I would say that they break and they build. I won't say I break and they build.
Not you. Talking about institutional.
Right. What to say something. The reason why I'm using this language is that we've always had a situation where, as institutions, we don't take interest in the quality of what we do. We want people to see that we are working. But as to whether it meets the quality or the standard that we are supposed to be doing, we don't necessarily take that into consideration. I believe that if you say somebody has improved on a land, and you go and demolish that house, and you leave the rubble and everything there. After years, the same people go and clear and put up another structure.
Right.
But demolition is not that way. It doesn't end when we break the building down. I'm sure if you drive around Peshi, you see that all the rubble have been cleared.
That's right.
It doesn't take so much to do that. And after clearing the place, the next thing is to be able to do something to prevent people from accessing or easily accessing the buffer zone.
Something like what?
Fencing. We should do fence. And then we do the dredging that we need to restore the water body to its natural state. And then we do the vegetation at the banks of the water body to ensure that whoever is passing first there's a fence. And then there is vegetative cover. So it will be difficult for somebody to come and tell this land is sale. I mean, if it is for sale for residential, why would all these things be done?
Right.
So in a way, you deter people from trespassing on such buffer zones.
Interesting. Let's talk now about when disaster strikes. Who has the final say? NADMO, regional minister, interior minister, president. Who has the final say?
For emergency and disaster management, NADMO is the government agency that is responsible for developing strategies for effective disaster management and coordinating available sources as well as the responders to ensure that the country is able to achieve preventive preparedness, effective response, and to be able to recover from disaster when it does happen. And so the president who is the chief disaster manager created these institutions.
Right.
So in his stead, we have that to play. Beyond a certain level, then there may be the need for the minister who is likely in charge to step in, and beyond a certain level, the president may have to come in when it comes to large-scale disaster by international or external support. But for now, as it stands, we have disaster management committees at every level of the political ladder.
So who has the
national? We have the National Disaster Management Committee headed by the Interior Minister, and I am his assistant on that committee. So when a disaster happens and it's of a national scale, and the local level, the regional disaster management committee cannot deal with, becomes a national one. Then we, the National Disaster Management Committee, takes over the planning and then response activity of that disaster.
Is there a national disaster management plan?
Yes.
There is. Are we implementing?
We are.
And
how one of the reasons I was saying that we don't wait for disaster to happen. Somebody tell us because there's a plan. And one of the requirements of the plan is to ensure that as much as possible you reduce the risk that would trigger.
How is the DPP brought in to have equity and know that they are included and involved in this, the actualization of this plan?
So that is why we have disaster management committees at every level. For instance, at the district level, we have the district disaster management committee headed by the MC of the area. And so NADMO offices at that level, that is at the district level and zonal level, are daily engaging with their communities. The zonal officers are daily engaging their communities in terms of sensitization. Like I said, there's a national disaster management plan. The beginning of it is even identify the risk factors in a certain area.
Right.
So once the risks are identified, then the people are made aware that this is the risk you are exposed to.
Okay.
And this is the effect or the impact if it eventually happens.
Right.
Now this are things that you can do to mitigate the impact of this risk. Should it happen? And so the community is sensitized. We work together with them. For instance, when we take the flooding situation, the community is aware that in our community, this is the safe haven. So if there's flooding and the officers come around, or they are even not yet around, let's start moving towards this place because it's earmarked to be safer.
Right.
In the event of the.
But do you have evacuation centers?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
How many do you have?
The safe havens are tied to communities.
But how many do you have? Do you know?
Every community and the number of safe havens. It may be more in one community than the other, depending on the topography of the land and then the construction of that place.
So for example, Kanda, where your evacuation center?
So the Kanda, you know, before you get Kanda is kind of a area.
Right.
So it is one of the safest places to think about when there's threat of floods. So you see the young people playing football and other things.
Culture.
Side. Yes. is one open space that you can use. Beyond that, there's an inner perimeter there where the first women use for kinky and other things. These are all high areas. Beyond NADMO, there's a church. It's high area. So we have identified safe places. People think that safe havens are schools and churches. No. Any ground that is safe enough from a kind of disaster is earmarked as safe haven. If there's the need to temporary accommodation for such grounds, we do. So if you go to every community, like I showed you around every community, the officers are able to earmark that this place is safer for this kind of disaster. Not every kind of disaster. This one is safer for this kind of disaster.
What do you say to those who always come fingering at suggesting that you do catch up? You are not proactive. You are reactive. Disaster has to happen first, and then you jump in, bring Charlie water, bucket, raw rice, etc. You receive a lot of flack. What do you say to those people?
I think that it used to be so probably in the past. But since I assumed office as the DG of NADMO's modus operandi has changed. That's changed like I'm telling you. That we don't wait for rains to set in. We don't even wait for the meteo warning. We have our daily work plan.
Right.
That we work to prevent it from happening. So the greater or the most important part of disaster management is not seen by people. Especially in the media, we don't see this reportage of preparatory and prevention activities.
Right.
But when disaster strikes and everybody's attention is there. So the media will be there.
That's right.
They will cover. And so to the public, NADMO is only working when disaster strikes. But in reality, the work that we do before the disaster is even more. Because the disaster situation is in split seconds.
Right.
Hours and a day or two. But what about all that we've been doing for several months, years, probably before that disaster?
Is there a turf war that slows down your response?
I don't think
when a disaster strikes.
No, I don't think so. I think that for every system there's room for improvement. But to say that there's a possible turf war is not true. Because as the agency responsible for coordinating resources and other respondents, it's been good. And we even have standing technical committees on various kinds of disaster. If you take fire, there's a technical working committee on fire disaster. And this include all institutions that have a role to play. Should there be fire? For instance, I was having a discussion with the National Security Coordinator. He wanted to know what they can do to improve on this coordination. And one of the things we agreed on was to ensure that every primary responder has a designated officer that will work from NADMO here. Because when you go to the EOC, they all have their desk.
Right.
Fire, armed forces, everybody has a desk there. So now let's ensure that they designate officers to come and work here daily. So that when something is happening, they direct their people and they get them to work.
Interesting. Let's talk about relief items, the distribution of same and political influence. First of all, is there political influence when it comes to distribution of relief items?
It will be difficult for political influence to play here.
Why is that so?
It will be difficult because you cannot know who voted for who and who didn't vote for who. So when something has happened somewhere, how can you say that some Ghanaians are suffering and I will not know them because I suspect they did not vote for a particular party? That's not true. everywhere disaster happens, it's the duty of the government of the day to ensure that citizens are protected, that safety is ensured in our various communities, regardless of where the votes went. So I don't think so.
What's your standard operating procedure for your warehouses? You have food items that you store. Timelines. In the past, we've seen expired food being distributed at some point. Was a gaff. Was apologized for. But what's the SOP? I just want to know.
Well, there's standard procedure is to make sure that you do strategic purchases every year. And so when what you purchase for this year, it should be within the requirements for that year. So that by the end of the year, you've exhausted those things and you are purchasing for the ensuing year. So that you don't things in the warehouse for long. And most of the store people are supposed to conduct occasional inspections on the things that they have at the warehouse. Right. And then whenever it is getting near to expiry, then we find that there's a need for that thing to be used somewhere. It can be a home, it can be an aged home, it can be anything.
So you use restrictions.
I was telling somebody that hunger is a disaster, and say how somebody's hungry. It is. So we ensure that the things are put before they go bad. So that's what we do. And sometimes it beats the mind that you buy something that you don't need so immediately because the suppliers are there. We work with them. This year we give this quantity of items to supply. It doesn't mean bring everything one day. Right. You can bring quantity and as we run out, call you to bring the rest of the supply. And so it's difficult to have expired goods. I'm sure that happened probably due to an oversight or somebody forgetting about earlier goods that were there.
Right.
Otherwise,
let's talk about climate change and the risk for the future. Along the coasts, Agave, Yamuti, Salakope, even Shabu here and many other places, have had a fair share of the sea eating away their homes and chasing them further into the away from their homes. What's the plan to deal with climate change and the risks that come along with it, especially for the future?
Climate change risk management is a key component of disaster management or disaster risk reduction. Like I said, what people don't see is that when we are working in that phase of disaster management, nobody will see you. But the truth is that we as NADMO and our primary responders do a lot of the work in this phase of disaster management before disaster even happen. That also means that if we were not doing such things, the magnitude of effect would have been greater. So there's always an ongoing activity. But talking about coastal flooding, the concern has always been building a sea defense. Right. But I think beyond having a sea defense, we should begin thinking about other technologies that have come in recent times.
What are we looking at?
For instance, why do we have high tidal waves? Our shores are shallow. That is what I was traveling with one of Sadiq, by the way, in somewhere in Lebanon. And said that before the see how the shore is calm. And how please go to Lebanon who this is geography. The shore is calm, but it's very deep. So that wind action that presses the water against the ground
to give you the
it cannot because the depth of the shore. So these are the things we have to look at.
3FM
How do we increase the depth of our shores? Where we don't need for recreation. There are other areas where we use dunes to increase the height of the shore.
Right.
We have these YouTube technology that other countries use. It's laid some meters into the sea so that it breaks the fall or the force of the waves that are coming. By the time they hit the ground itself, their force is reduced to the barest minimum. These are not things that we are not discussing. We are discussing them
at the highest level.
At the highest level. And I can tell you there are plans. For instance, is it just putting the dunes to increase the height? But we need to add something to that. The mangroves and other things that can survive water. So I believe that it's a matter of time. We would get solutions to these recurring coastal situations. Some of them are things that we can easily do. For instance, what happened recently, where we had this sea breaking into fresh water, the Egbeta River.
That's right.
I went there to have an assessment of the place. And when I came back, I got message to the highest level. That this is what I gathered from the place. And I think that if we do ABC, for the start, the problem will be subsided. And then beyond that, we can look at permanent solutions. Because it is refusal or failure to attend to some aspect of the shore that puts pressure on the adjoining coastal lines. And once we work on that side, it will reduce the pressure on the adjoining.
Are you looking at a piece of legislation that could make Ghanaians safer beyond already existence?
I don't think so. The laws are there, they are perfect, we just have to implement them.
That's all. That's all we need to do.
In Ghana, the laws are there. Very perfect laws. But we have to ensure that they work.
This is one issue that's on my heart. The wage down. Constructed in the 70s by the Jamaican government. When was the last time you did an assessment, a risk assessment on it to know whether or not it's tight and safe? Because if that collapses, I'm sure we will all be submerged under water.
Yeah. I wish they can call my director of respect. Yesterday we were discussing the report that they got from there. So it is something we do day in, day out. Inspection of disaster sites or the flashpoints to see their state, whether they are in a good state, whether they need to do something urgent to enhance their capacity. So we were discussing yesterday. You see that they are doing marginal spillage.
That's right.
Yes. It is because we work together with them. So we will add our ideas to how we can manage the situation. And that is being done. So Weja, for instance, we need to look at upstream, what's happening there. I went to the Gan South, Lindsay River, heavily silted. So if we don't do the dredging or the silting of the Nsusu, we are putting unnecessary pressure on the dam. The issue is should we put a certain amount of water so that less pressure will be on the dam. And so it's one of the topics we are discussing to see how we can have this project done.
Those are the effects of calamity, are they not?
Yes, because the water is polluted, and so the sun comes away. Yeah.
But how worried is about calamity?
Galamsey,
yes,
is a menace. It's not just the mining or the illegal mining. it is sad that the communities that are engaged in this galamsey activity know the dangers that goes with it. Yes, we will not listen to what the authorities are saying.
To stop them.
Efforts are being made to stop them because if you look at abandoned pieces. You have done your work. There is a pit. You know that if somebody falls inside, there's a death trap. You leave it. There's the little time that you will spend to cover that pit. You leave it for your community. For somebody to fall inside one day and die. The water that you drink, you pollute it with chemicals. And so every now and then, kidney problem, cancer issues, whatever.
92.7.
I wonder if they are able to relate some of these actions to what we are suffering today. So, galamsey issue is not just another form of irresponsibility. It is a war that has been waged against our existence.
You are a soldier. You understand the state of emergency.
Yeah.
Do we need a state of emergency for galamsey from a disaster management point of view?
I think that it's not about state of emergency.
What is it about?
It is about getting the enforcement agencies that are supposed to enforce the law to do so. A state of emergency is a different ball game. When you give a state of emergency, sometimes you wish you can control events. But a state of emergency means there's no law and order. And so we have to enforce it. Law enforcement has a lot of follow-ups. And so we only encourage governments, various state institutions that are supposed to ensure that we stop galamsey to go the extra mile to ensure that it is stopped. Not necessarily state of emergency. Even if you declare state of emergency, then people don't want to apply themselves to it. Still will not
My question to you, sanguinary in 30 seconds. It's hurting us. It's hurting our coastal lines. It's hurting. I went to the Boga area. Sanguinary is happening. It's muddied all the rivers. It's nothing pleasant to look at. What's your plan to salvage what is left?
It is the same scenario we were talking about in terms of galamsey. And so the Sanguinary situation has the same implications to us. Ours to ensure that the place is not designated for that. It shouldn't take place. And so we have authorities that are there, like I said, we always make excellent laws in this country. The problem we have is applying the law, making sure that it works. We can do that. Our country will be safe. Our communities will be safe. And we will have a very resilient country.
Major, thank you very much indeed for your time. We're grateful. We wish you all the best. And that's our show here on Sunrise 3 FM 92.7. My name is Johnnie Hughes. See you some other time.
3 FM.
Accra gets busy on this frequency. 92.7 3 FM.
Follow us on social media. Twitter at 3FM927. Facebook at 3FM927. And also on 3news.com.
The big conversation on 3FM Sunrise. The big conversation on 3FM Sunrise.
Director General of the National Disaster Management Organization. And so this is by way of attention to all parents or first year SHS boarding students. EduPack, the Ghana Education Service, approved and supported national SHS initiative implemented by Prospectus Ghana, is now in progress across the country. Parents across the country are already registering so that their children's trunk, Macintosh mattresses and pillow as well as plastic chop boxes will be ready and waiting at their school before reporting day. So do not delay and be caught in the usual last-minute market rush, carrying heavy items under pressure with EduPack. Your children do not need to travel to school with these 4 essential items. To register, simply dial *713*821#. Visit any ADB branch or go to www.edupackgh.com. Make payments, keep your receipt, and present it on opening day to collect all your child's EduPack items. Your EduPack registration follows you to any SHS you are placed in. Avoid the stress, avoid the rush, prepare with confidence. All at a very affordable price. EduPack, approved and supported by the Ghana Education Service. For a bit more in terms of details, call them on 0500-600-607 or 0302-955-050. EduPack, no stress, no wahala. So the Achimota Retail Center May activity celebrations is coming up. What do you do for a living? Because this May 1st, Achimota Retail Center wants to hear all about it. It's Workers' Day and they are celebrating you with exciting vibes and something a little different. There'll be a live DJ setting. The mood, so expect good music and great atmosphere all day. And here's the fun part. The What Do You Do Spotlight Challenge. Step up, tell us what you do in your own fun way, creative way, and you can walk away with shopping vouchers and exciting rewards. So whether you're a banker, trader, nurse, farmer, a creative, or a full-time boss at what you do, this is your moment to shine. Head to the Achimota Retail Center this Workers' Day on the 1st of May and let's celebrate the hustle together. Who knows? Your job story might just win you something nice. So maybe Sixtus will be headed there and be telling us stories as to what he does every day from radio to the courtroom and all of that. And we'll walk away with a voucher. Or Johnnie Hughes will be there as well. This is your moment to shine. Plus, you get ready for the exciting Mother's Day experience that will be coming your way soon, all from the Achimota Retail Center. It's all about fun shopping, discounts, and exciting giveaways. Achimota Retail Center, your vibes in Kwa. So the Social Security and National Insurance Trust SNIT wishes to remind SNIT pensioners that they are all to undergo annual pensioner certification in their birth month. So effective this month, which today happens to be the last day of the month, April 2026, pensioners who were born in the months of January, February and March but have not renewed their pensioner certificate will be taken off the pension roll. This means that SNIT will suspend paying their monthly pensions until they have renewed their pensioner certificate. All affected pensioners who have not renewed their pensioner's certificate are encouraged to do so before the next pension pay date. To make the renewal process simple and convenient, pensioners may use any of SNIT's dedicated channels. They have SNIT mobile app, facial verification. At the SNIT branch, you'll undergo biometric verification, and then SNIT's co-location banks as well. Pensioners with mobility challenge can receive assistance through visits or may call 0302 611 622 for further inquiries. Pensioners may call the SNIT contact center as well via the same numbers 0302 611 622, and you can visit any of their branches or use their mobile app to receive all of the assistance you may require. Just a quick break, after which we return with a bit more for you here on the 3FM Sunrise.
Come, let's go to the
your own thoughts about floods, about early warning signs, about community engagement, about politics and coordination. Share with us on our social media page here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Mawuena, does your place flood?
I wouldn't say it does. I wouldn't say it does. Where I live now, I think around the Manet area,
right,
it doesn't. But I mean, the drainage can be better. So as for me, I'm on a quiet in search of my MC's contact.
Oh,
the day
you
I
don't
get
have
it,
it yet?
No, I'm not in a hurry. But the day I will get it,
he will feel it. Them go feel
you
it.
display it on the radio.
Them go run it
with everybody else. So the drainage can be better. I think when I moved there, I've seen that they've tried to construct some drain of some sort, but
right,
the work has not been properly thought through and done. And so there will be that Russian water that will go by the streets, which muddies the entire place. Then there's that. Outside of that, where my mom lives, Afuaman, is close to the river that runs, the Densu that runs to Weja as well.
That's right.
And so those areas, when the dam begins to overflow its banks, the homes there sometimes
get submerged.
Yes. Sometimes that happens. So when you were asking those questions, it was something you could relate to
easily.
Yes, because from all the way to I've forgotten the name of the Afuama, I've forgotten the name of the river.
Right.
So a church, there's a church there, all the way from the river to the church, that entire place, and it goes
flooded
into people's homes and all of that. You know, more often than not, we will send reporters to around Botiano and the likes.
That's right.
There's actually nobody who thinks about the persons who lived behind it before.
Right. The ones on the streets.
Exactly. So there is that. But I've lived along areas which flood for a very long time. I was at Awoshi, the Lafa, and the what. After the construction of the Awoshi Pokwase major highway by
Awoshishi.
Oh, okay, Awoshishi.
The base.
Right. After that major construction during Mills's time, a major storm drain was constructed.
Right.
And it eased the flooding, because when it rained then, I almost got carried away by flood waters around that area when I was young.
Really?
So I know that place very well. Yes, I was in GHS3 by then. I sank deep, and then I don't know how, but I came back.
The gods were with you.
So I know that place very well. For a very long time, the entire drainage and the space always takes care of the rains and the flood that comes through.
Right.
But over the last 2 years, off the top of my head, whenever it rains, the road is completely taken over by flood waters.
Right.
From just before you are going from Awoshibanya, and you're getting towards Odogono School. When it rains, that entire place
is flooded.
The streets is
on both sides.
Yes, it's completely taken over by the flood waters. And I don't know if it's human settlement and human activity which over time has contributed to that, because before then it didn't used to be the case. But now it appears the drains are too small, and so that the Lafa.
Yes, Lafa.
That's the place.
Not locally acquired foreign accent.
No.
But the Lafa is a river.
It's a drain.
It's a drain kind
it's
of
a drain around
thing.
the Awoshi, goes through into Malam and all of that. I've lived my entire childhood and a big part of my adult life now
in those areres.
In Awoshi.
Let me just mention that we're also live on Kesme 107.1 FM in Tamale, and we're live in Kesme, and to our Tamaleans and beyond, we greet you. Sixtus, what has been your experience with floods?
Oh, I haven't experienced flood, and it's
since you came to Accra.
Yes, I have been very.
Then you have been very lucky.
No, I have been very conscious and intentional about which part of Accra I live.
Hey, conscious man.
No, seriously, because
conscious vibe. DJ Phil.
Conscious man.
DJ Phil. Sixtus says he's conscious. Find him conscious music.
Conscious man.
Covering flat stories in Accra showed me that it wasn't a situation I ever wanted to find myself or my family in.
Right.
So I have always, before I say I'm renting, I'm finding out all I have to find out about the area. So it's not something that I have a direct experience with.
Right.
My only experience is reporting on it. I my previous place of employment, Adabraka, Sahara, down there, anytime it rains,
you feel
anytime it drizzles,
them go feel it.
Anytime it drizzles, yeah, we'll all swim through. Yes, and I saw that it was. I've seen homes washed away. I've seen students, mattresses, books, in some cases certificates, all sorts of things washed away. I have seen people drown and lose their lives in flood waters. The Teshi area. The other day I was telling you guys about a church built in Waterway.
That's right.
Yes, and this was around the Teshi Nungwa area. Abu Ramadan was deputy MD operations
of NADMO. Yeah.
Yes, and he led that operation. It was sad. It was. I wept when I listened to. Yes, when I listened to preacher man talk about, like, defend the building. Yes, and people casting us away. We were the devil stopping the spread of
the gospel.
The gospel. So
but Jesus did the right thing. That's always my challenge.
Yeah.
And I'm not cutting you, but I have a friend who lives around Kaswa.
Right.
He's with the customs division of the GRA.
Right.
Has a property in Kaswa. Ameibo. That's his name.
So he's weaponized.
I will find. He shares his story that, look, where they live, there had never been an issue of rain.
Right.
Never ever.
It rains anyway.
It rains
but
anyway.
It doesn't torment them
until a church building
came up,
was put in the waterway, and since then he has
entire
known no
community.
peace. Look, I have videos from as far back as 2024. They've reported to the assembly, Kaswa, Hood Top Town. He was telling me that since the church came up, and so I very much understand from where Sixtus is telling the story as to everything, and they have never known peace.
Right.
And there's a municipal assembly. They will allow them build the thing, then they begin to disturb everybody's peace of mind. Meanwhile, when you went to buy the land and you were doing
just like that. So digging fee, roofing fee, building fee, all those fees were just for nothing.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about Domso in a bit. Sarah is acting head of FinTech. Is the head of Innovation Promotion Office, FinTech and Innovation Department of the Bank of Ghana. 3i Africa Summit Project Lead. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the studio. Good morning.
Good morning, Johnny.
How are we doing?
Excellent.
How is the Bank of Ghana doing these days?
We're doing well. We're doing well.
Really cool.
We're holding things down.
Yeah, holding things down.
Yeah.
No, this is my biased point of view. Why is the 20 pesos coin not being used?
We'll discuss that after 3i.
After 3i, okay. No, I'm just asking. I'm asking for my people.
Sure.
But what is 3i? This is Bank of Ghana. Then you go and bring something.
Yeah.
3i. What is 3i?
You know, as a central bank, we are being intentional to be able to create value.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And 3i, it's one of the values that we are creating. And it's actually a summit that is hosted by the 3i Africa Summit Limited by Guarantee.
Right.
We had to actually incorporate an entity to be able to anchor this because, you know, this is not within the central bank's mandate. But because we want to create value, we need to make sure that we do this under a special vehicle.
Right.
And that vehicle requires that we partner with entities to get this done. So 3i Africa Summit is partnering with GIPS and then GFTN, which is a subsidiary of Monetary Authority of Singapore. So you agree with me that this creates an opportunity for like-minded entities to be able to showcase what innovation, investment, and impact can bring to citizens of Ghana, Africans, and then global citizens.
So this is supposed to be for the entire African continent?
Yes, because so far, the registered participants are coming from over 60 countries.
I see. Expected outcomes and who is supposed to attend and who is supposed to do what. Please tell me about it, darling.
Sure. So I'll tell you first about the theme, right? So for this year, the theme that we're going with is the next frontier, shaping Africa's integrated fintech future.
Right.
So this theme was basically based on the fact that we have a lot of talk about like policy, investment, innovation, but they are all fragmented. So this year we want to be able to bring people into the room to talk about the pertinent issues, the actionable things that they can do to be able to bring Africa together. We are expecting over 3,000 participants.
Whoa.
Yeah, we already have.
3,000 over 3,000?
Yeah, we have crossed the registration for that. We have over 3,000.
People are gate crashing now.
Oh, no. We still have more space. We have more space. We have more space for them to come. And they should expect very serious, pertinent issues to be discussed.
Right.
Some of them include borderless payments, like Rick was saying. We have a digital public infrastructure, which is your ID, your national ID card, which is the foundation for you to get access to a lot of things now, like financial loans and stuff. So we want to talk about the issues surrounding data, your rights, the vulnerability surrounding such things. We also want the world to know what Bank of Ghana is doing to encourage and bring together an enabling environment. So Bank of Ghana has released the guidelines for digital credit, so we want people to know about it and get how we can operationalize that. We have also passed the virtual assets bill, so we also operationalize that. We have a lot of workshops surrounding that. We are talking about digital credit, as I said, consumer protection. We have other pertinent things that we're going to be discussing. There is a place for exhibition, so people can come and see what Africa has to offer. Ghanaians especially, the exhibition area is full of Ghanaian fintechs and banks. So please, people should come and see what they are doing, what they have to offer. We have an African market as well to showcase Ghanaian-made goods, so people can come and then enjoy the culture. There is a food court as well that you can come and have food and enjoy a conversation.
So
and
we'll not just be talking, we'll be eating too alongside, just to keep us energized.
Of course, and as you said,
Bank of Ghana,
as you said, we don't just talk, we have to party. Ghanaians like partying. So in the evenings, we are extending the conversation to like mixers, to provide. Oh yeah, because the best deals are had over drinks. Yeah, so so that is we have evening sessions who we call mixers for networking, and then we have the signature beach rave, okay, on the last day, which is on the 8th, for people to come and enjoy. So these are the things that we have curated together for
very beautiful plan. Oredu, people think that so we have this summit, 3i Summit is just another talk shop.
Yeah.
What do you say to that?
I this is where I'm passionate about, right? And I'm so surrounding everybody within, all the way from the governor.
Right.
We just want to be intentional. We want to make sure that the outcomes are rich.
Sunrise on
and
3
let me just
FM,
take us back to
in the
2024.
morning.
We had the opportunity to sign licensed passporting partnership with the Central Bank of Rwanda.
Right.
Okay. Today, Johnny, I'm happy to share with you that we've completed a pilot where 2 of our fintechs just passported their license that they have with us to Rwanda.
Okay.
And then vice versa for them as well. So we're actually going to unveil the operationalization at this 3i.
I see. So it's not just about us talking and
just
eating.
No, we are being
there's more. There's something more.
Tell me more. Banks, we measure everything.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Africa has regulatory asymmetry. So we've managed to resolve this. We create interoperability rails. And I'll tell you, Johnny, in my previous life, I worked out of Ghana but within Africa for close to 8 years.
Right.
Moving money. Okay,
across
somebody
places
in Ghana, back home, to support the family was a nightmare. So what do? We need to be able to create value so that at least you can actually send money at the lower costs with a lot of speed, almost like instant.
Right.
And then you don't have issues where you have to deal with liquidity position, especially for the traders. Because there's a lot of engagement on the AFCFTA digital trade protocol, right? And we are also creating this platform for innovators to think about how you can bring value by enabling cross-border payment for traders. Because if you want to import something from Benin, okay, just say Togo, it's a nightmare, Johnny. You have to literally carry cash.
Go through the pain.
Carry cash through the borders. Anything can happen.
That's right.
And then you get to the other side. You'll be amazed that when you cross the border to Togo, people do the bureau de change. They do all sort of.
That's right.
And then,
on the site.
And then cost becomes a major problem. So what we are trying to achieve is to make sure we create these value propositions for the African, the global investors as well, to see where they can actually put their funds in. Because whether we like it or not, when it comes to digital finance, Africa has leapfrog.
Let me ask you, what is that single thing you want Ghanaians to remember after we've done with this 3i Summit? What do you want us to remember, Ms. Lisa?
Yeah, so I want them to feel that they are shaping the next frontier, right? So when they join these conversations and see the action points happening, that maybe in a few months' time or a year's time or 2 years' time, they're able to send money borderlessly. I want them to feel that they were part of, they had a say in it. Apart from that, I want them to know that we are creating this for them. It's not for us, it's not just a talk shop.
Right.
So when they are involved in the decision making, that is where we can have the best value. And to add that, the 3 Africa Summit is happening at the Destiny Arena in Accra, in Hacho, and we are providing.
No, you have to say that slowly again. Please.
Okay, so the 3 Africa Summit is happening at the Destiny Arena at Hacho.
Hacho. Okay.
Yes, not far from Transitions.
Okay. When is it happening, please?
It's happening from the 6th to 8th of May, which is just next week.
Next week?
It's just next week, yes.
What time do we start the party?
Friday.
Is it the summit or the party?
No, it's
so
the party.
Summit, no. So the summit itself starts from 9 a.m.
I consider learning as a party. So what time do we start the summit?
Then it starts at 9 a.m. every
9
day.
a.m. every day. Okay.
So next week, Wednesday to Friday is when we are having.
I'm an ordinary man. Can I walk in?
Oh yeah, so we are encouraging participants to register before. So they should just head on to 3africa.com on our website and select any pass.
No,
we have various
you see,
passes.
When you're giving me phone numbers and websites, you have to take your time. Me, I know like a bank of Ghana.
Okay.
Take your time.
All right.
I'm over from IMF. Take your time. So please guide me through again.
All right,
phone numbers, website.
Okay. All right. So for registration, participants should head to 3iafrica.com.
3iafrica.com. Okay.
Click on register. There will be a number of passes that would pop up. So we have delegate pass, we have student passes, so students are welcome to come in. We have an academic pass, so those who are in the teaching profession,
professorial and doctoral
can join
and
us.
all those.
Yes, they can join us. We have investor pass for investors that are looking for the next big thing. We have startup pass for startups who are thinking of the new innovations. So they should just click on it, fill the form, and then we will handle the rest at the back end. We are encouraging people to register because we don't want queues at the registration desk on the day. So even though we are providing for those who may not have registered, we want them to register beforehand so that we're also having pop-ups from Friday, which is tomorrow, at the Palms for people to pick up their tags. So if you've registered already, just head to Palms from
which of the Palms?
The Palms by Eagle, former Holiday Inn.
Holiday Inn, or
Holiday
the one
Inn.
at Airport Junction, or the one at Qualis.
Oh, the one at Airport.
Airport,
former Holiday Inn. They should just head there and start picking their passes. We are expecting over 3,000, as I said, so they should head there. Apart from that, we want people to be comfortable. So you know that there's a lot of traffic on that Hacho Road. So we are having a park and ride at the Legon Stadium car park. So we'll have comfortable buses, fully air conditioned. People should come park their car there
and then
join
the
bus
shuttle.
Join the shuttle with a dispatch rider so that we can cut through the traffic quickly for people to get on. The shuttle would run hourly to be able to pick up people. So they should
the
head
pristine Bank of Ghana.
Yes, we think about the end user all the time. Yes.
We trust you. Redu. So now that you have finished everything, what do you leave us with?
So I think I just want to speak particularly to the youth.
Right.
We have a talent and career section that I will encourage all youth that want to be in the digital finance space to attend. We will have employment opportunities created for them. And then we also make sure that we create an avenue for them to be able to be guided in terms of their
all those
career.
people come here, Mr. Hughes, I don't have a job, I'm looking for a job, blah, blah.
They should register.
They should come register.
And we'll even bus them.
Please give me the website again. So they slow down on being up.
3i Africa. Register at 3iafrica.com.
Right. And then they can choose the option
where
they are. And then you bus them in an air-conditioned vehicle to the venue for them to acquire knowledge.
Exactly.
And then hopefully they get employment opportunity. So they can leave my life on me alone. Okay. God bless you, Mr. Oredu. God bless you. Now, please continue.
I think that should be able to add value to the youth. I'm particularly passionate about it.
That's right.
Because, these days, the youth really think about self-employment. And at times, they need some guidance. Those who want to go into others employing them, they have the opportunity to also meet their next employer at the summit. So I think that I'll encourage all the youth to be able to be intentional of showing up.
Thank you, Ms. Oredo. What do you have to leave with us, please?
Yeah, as I said earlier, we want people to come and join the conversation and see the actionable outcomes. And so then they can query us that, okay, what is happening? We talked about this. What is the outcome? So we want them to join the conversation and lead the next frontier of Africa.
You are talking. Who can query you? Thank you, Oredu. Oredu is... Oreku. Sorry. Hey, Jesus Christ. I'm calling him Oredu because my cousin is Oredu. But we're grateful for your time. Thank you very much indeed for your time, Mr. Oreku. Oreku. Hey, Jesus. Mr. Oreku Asari, actually head of FinTech and Innovation at Bank of Ghana, and Summit Manager. Hey, it's a big man. And Sharon Rose T. Litha is the head of Innovation Promotion Office, FinTech and Innovation Department, Bank of Ghana, 3I Africa Summit Project Lead. Hey, boy, big people. When can I submit my CV? Thank you very much indeed for coming. We're grateful. We'll join you. So, when are we having this party?
6th to 8th May.
6th to 8th. That's next week.
Next week.
So,
Wednesday.
if you don't register, you cannot be part of it. So, you have to register at
www.3iafrica.com.
Fantastic. And you have to register. You listening to me, stop disturbing my life. It's a job opportunity day. Go and register. It's not time for birthdays.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
And if it's your birthday today, happy birthday to you. We wish you long life and prosperity. We pray that you will prosper in good health and continue to grow in good strength and energy and earn all the money. But today is the birthday of a few good people, and we want to celebrate today. Happy birthday to Rochelle Planche from Cyril, Mawuena, Jennifer, Inyunam, and all your tutors, Prof, as we all call you. We wish you nothing but an absolutely amazing year filled with God's grace and love and joy today to the fullest. Happy birthday to you. Also a happy birthday to the very, very intelligent Apostle Emmanuel Mensah. God bless you. This is from Linda. We wish you a happy birthday, Apostle. And last but certainly not the least, hey, that two more. Forgive me. May the God guide your steps, fill your heart and peace, and surround you with endless love. May your age never be full to make you weak, but may you be filled with favor. Happy birthday. This is from your mom, Auntie Monica, and your little sister Malizi Achimota. They didn't add your name, but it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Also, DJ Abiam sent this one. I'm sure DJ Abiam knows. Inyonam Halega is read with the news. Inyonam, come. Inyonam, good morning. Good morning to you.
Hi.
Be careful with the way you address me. Good morning. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Okay.
Do you like my color?
I like the color. Curry.
Yeah.
I saw that. Use this one. I saw the bottom somewhere.
My button, I mean, they sell them everywhere.
No.
Be your button.
You've seen the button. Phil has seen the button
be your
too.
button.
No, it's my cousin's button that they brought your sister to sew for you, and your sister decided that she will use it for you in spite of our deadline, which is next week for a wedding. Oliver is not happy about it. We are not happy about it.
Anywhere.
This button.
Yeah.
Let me see it. It's on Facebook Live now.
This button, yes.
This guy said he paid for it, but you are not capable of paying for it. Go. So this button. So your sister, when will she stop this thing? Can I meet her and have a tete-a-tete? I can do therapy for her.
For what? To stop. What again?
I don't know what you are thinking.
What's the therapy for?
What were you thinking?
I don't know. What is the therapy for?
Let's start from procedure. My name is Johnnie Hughes. I'll see you tomorrow. Auntie Adole Brown, good morning to you. Have a good one. And DJ Phil, he has given up on us. Okay.
Accra gets busy on this frequency. 92.7 3 FM.
FM.
It's now time for the news update here on 3FM 92.7. I am Enyunam Haliga. Will start off with the first story where the Ghana National Association of Teachers has expressed strong dissatisfaction with government's decision to recruit only 7,000 teachers. This is despite over 10,000 trained graduates from the colleges of education and other tertiary institutions awaiting employment. The association's national president, Prosper Tichi, addressed the press in Ashanti region on Wednesday.
The association has taken note of the decision by government to recruit over 7,000 teachers, as against the over 100,000 qualified teachers from the colleges of education and other tertiary institutions. This is not only disturbing but unfortunate in the light of the promise made by the ministry or the Minister for Finance during the 2025 base pay negotiations, and the promise was to recruit more workers, which includes teachers, into the public sector. In view of the threat of unemployment to the national security, the National Council of the Ghana National Association of Teachers demands an astronomical increase in the number to be recruited, and also calls on government to ensure that those who completed their training earlier get the opportunity before those who completed later.
That was the national president for the Ghana National Association of Teachers, Prosper Tichi, there. Now, away from that, the Ghana Journalists Association says it will head to the Supreme Court to challenge what it describes as the growing abuse of Electronic Communications Act by security agencies to target journalists. The move follows increasing concerns from within the media fraternity over arrest and intimidation of journalists under the provisions of law, particularly relating to false communication offences. Speaking during a media encounter between journalists and personnel from the National Security, the GJ President Albert Jumfo argued that the trend amounts to a form of censorship that undermines press freedom and constitutional protections.
An enactment by Parliament. And even the act, when we read the detail, the act itself, and I hope there are lawyers here, the act were not made for journalists or individuals. But we only pick section 76 of the act on false communications. And even the section 76 itself is clear that it's not meant for journalists. This act has been used as the hunting what we call act in going after journalists. When journalists slip, they said false news publication. Even today, even on individual and personal level, if somebody has issue with somebody and attack the person personally, they said false news publication.
That was the president of the Ghana Journalists Association, Albert Jumfo. Then finally, the Ghana Education Service has warned against examination malpractice ahead of this year's West African Senior High Certificates Examination and the Basic Education Certificate Examination. Monday, May 4 marks the beginning of both the West African Senior Secondary Certificate Examination and the Basic Education Certificate Examination. Now, over the years, examination malpractice has plunged many centers, with some students having their result cancelled as a result. at a high-level meeting held in Ashimota Senior High School, the authorities issued a strong warning over the growing concern. That brings us the end of the news update here on 3FM 92.7. For more news, please check our website at 3news.com. I am Enyonam Haliga AJ comes your way with Relaunch.